When someone has a passion for what they do, it comes through in the product they provide their customers. Just ask LaRocco's Pizza's new owner, Jason Johnson, about their crust. They make it every day and let it rise for a minimum of 24 hours before they use it for their pizza. And his staff doesn't want to do anything they won't be the best at, and you can taste it in their pizza. LaRocco's Pizza, just a half block north of the I-470 and Gage Boulevard exit. Come taste the difference.
It's time for Real Estate 101 with the Carrie Brown team from Preferred Advisors.
Good Saturday morning to you. This is Carrie Brown, Associate Broker with eXp Realty and the Preferred Advisors team, and you're listening to Real Estate 101. I am here today with Wilma Booth and Ed Roach from Atria Hearthstone, and we're going to be talking about transitioning. Everybody hits that point in their life where they're like, do I want to have to keep up with the yard? Do I want to have to keep up with cleaning the house? And these guys are the go-to guys to take care of that issue.
Good morning, Carrie. Thank you.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Happy Saturday.
So let's talk about it. Say, for instance, you're thinking, all right, I'm ready to sell my home. Please call me, by the way. 785-213-5188. Look at that shameless plug there. And you're thinking, okay, what's my next step? Let's talk about the benefits of moving into independent living.
Well, it's wonderful. You don't have to, like you said, you have less responsibility living at Atria than living at home. Number one, social life. We have over 300 activities a month to participate in. Your choice, a wide variety to choose from. Plus, we have exercises twice a day, too. So that's a good thing. Stay healthy, be active. And so that's the number one to start with.
One thing to remember also, the harsh winter we had last year, this is the perfect time to be considering senior living. We take care of all of your needs there. It's pretty much all-inclusive.
You get that move done before the snow sets in.
That's exactly right.
We have some good rates going on right now. In addition to our social life, who wants to cook? You get to that point where I don't want to cook. So you go to our restaurant. We offer 3 restaurant-style meals a day. Choose from the menu, and there's a wide variety to choose from. So that's a nice benefit. No more cooking.
And they have ice cream.
Yeah, yes, we do.
Lots of choices of ice cream. That's right.
You guys have an endless amount of activities going on all the time, don't you?
There is always something going on at Atria. Like Wilma said earlier, we do over 300 activities on a monthly basis.
Variety from cards, exercise, music, entertainment, happy hour. You can always come spend happy hour with us, Carrie, after a bad day at the office.
And remember, we have good ice cream.
That's
yes,
right.
but do you have drivers?
We do have drivers, yes.
I don't know that they're going to let me stay.
We might find a respite room for you. That goes into transportation. Yes, we have medical transportation Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, anywhere here in Topeka for any kind of medical appointment. So, as well as activity transportation. Like for that fun time, you want to go to the casino, hop on the bus, go to the casino. They go to all the casinos around. So, trips out to eat every week, go to the movies, and gosh knows where else they're going to take.
You guys road trip too, don't you?
Yeah.
We sure do.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they do. They've had a new fun thing they started, geocaching, and also for those who love pie, they've been going around finding the most favorite places to eat pie and doing a voting contest on it. And so they had to submit their ballots to see who won the pie contest in the area restaurants that offer homemade pies.
So are you saying that they should open or start their own website to where we have, because obviously they're connoisseurs, because back there from the age where you cooked your meals, so they would be the excellent source of where to go eat pie, right?
Exactly.
So we need like a website, a review page.
Maybe we should. we'll have the activity director do that. Our Engaged Life director can be in charge of that. Wouldn't you think, Ed?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Because everybody loves homemade pie, and they want to know where the best pie is. So our residents, when our bus went, it was full. So needless to say, it was a popular thing to do. Yeah.
But they didn't bring any home for us.
No.
What is up with that?
I don't know.
Okay, we're going to have to start talking about that. There needs to be parameters here.
Exactly.
So you guys, you mentioned happy hour.
Yeah.
So they like party like people, like young people.
Yeah, they do. We've got 4 big activities a year, don't we, Ed?
Oh, yeah. Wilma said the happy hour. We have a tiki bar every Thursday where we serve alcohol and non-alcohol drinks, frozen drinks, margaritas. That's all free to our residents.
Wine and cheese on Saturday. So that's kind of nice.
I know when I was there for Mardi Gras, I got hit on by at least a 90-year-old. He did tell me his wallet was empty, so.
And then we have the luau, and we have that in June. So we have a whole roasted hog that comes from Santa Fe Meats in Overbrook. And so they roast that for us. And then we have all the Polynesian and Asian foods that go with that for our luau, plus the music. And so that's a fun thing. Then coming up in October
would be our Oktoberfest. We serve German beer, German wine, German food.
And a polka band.
Yeah.
Yes.
Forgot about that.
Oh, gosh, yes. And that's well attended as well. So we always invite all of our folks to come and experience that because it is a fun time. And so we enjoy it too.
So let's talk about extended family. Say you move into independent living. We'll go there first. And your family wants to come eat Thanksgiving meals with you or something along that. Or just come like once a week or twice a week just to hang out with you. How does that work out?
Our families are always welcome. Any activity, any meal, anything we do, we're very family oriented.
And what do your units look like?
Well, we offer studio, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and then we have a 2-bedroom deluxe. All of our apartments have full kitchens in them. They all have access to the outdoors, either by a patio or a balcony.
And I know that you guys do this, but pets, what are the parameters?
Pets are allowed. Now, our residents do have to be able to care for that pet themselves.
And do they have to be a certain size?
Well, no horses allowed.
No Zeus?
No Zeus. No farm animals. We do like the pet 20 pounds or less.
We have a lot of cats and little dogs running around. And so
do they come out into the main area or are they just, held to their units?
No, they walk with their leashes and they take them out on the sidewalk outside or everybody walks their dog every day, well, several times a day. So you always see someone with their pet on a leash, not necessarily the cats, but, never know.
Atria is built on 11 acres, so there's plenty of room for our residents to walk their animals.
I know nobody wants to leave their pets behind, so I think that's amazing.
Right.
It's very important to our folks.
Mm-hmm. That's part of their family.
I know when we had our tour, I went home and told my husband about it, and he was like, wow, the kids are almost gone, and why don't we do that? I said, yeah, right.
Hey, you don't have to cook. You get your housekeeping done weekly. We're going to come strip your bed and remake it for you. How much better can you get? You get a lifeline. I know, we're going to drive you around to the doctor.
We hear it all the time from the adult children. Why wouldn't Mom and Dad like this? We would love it.
I know, right? I think it's really great, though, the social aspect of it, because, as we get older, I know when my dad passed, my mom was obviously where I grew up at, but that didn't mean day to day because I grew up rural, so we weren't necessarily close to very many people. That gets lonely.
It does. We see a lot of folks who have been in their home and they're isolated. They're lonely because a lot of their friends have passed away. They're no longer able to drive, but still get around well, or fairly well. And so when they move in, they have an ambassador that is like a new friend for them that helps get them acclimated to new activities and going to lunch and meeting new people. So it is a great place to make new friends and have another chapter in life.
So do you ever have love matches, like they meet someone after losing a spouse?
Some, you know.
We've had a couple people that actually were married after they met there at Atria.
Just last year.
Yep.
Yep, I forgot. Yep.
So see, all kinds of things could happen.
I know.
The possibilities are endless.
That's right.
Hey, not only the social aspect of living at Atria, we also have medical staff available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We answer all emergencies from all of our residents.
Which is amazing. One of the things that I hear whenever I talk to people, because we do hit them in that point to where they're second guessing. Should I move into a smaller house from this big house, or should I move into Atria? And I mean, I present the options and say, have you thought about it? And their biggest thing is, I'm not sure I could afford it. How can you offset that expense?
Well, one of the things that we give every prospective client that comes in is an expense comparison worksheet. You would probably be amazed at what you're paying on an annual basis living in your own home. So you no longer have utilities, you no longer have property taxes, you no longer have insurance, groceries. It's all pretty much inclusive where we're at.
That's right. No more utilities. Because with Atria, when you move in, your cable's included as well as all of your utilities as well. So that's one big expense you don't have to deal with. Also, for folks that are veterans, there's a Veterans Aid and Attendant Pension that we always try to help folks get that, and even for the surviving spouse. So that's a great benefit to utilize as well. In assisted living, we work with a lot of long-term care policies, and so that is another avenue for folks. Plus, when they sell their home.
Absolutely. You think about it, you're going to have money from that sale that you would be taking and putting into the next sale or the next purchase anyway. Right. You would just be allocating that towards living expenses there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. True.
So that does make sense. I know when my husband and I talked about it, we obviously know how much the bills are every month, and we're like, wow, we could retire.
Exactly.
Exactly.
He's like, so do you think they would mind if we just moved all of our stuff in and they saw us once a month?
I don't know if we have any, I guess that east parking lot we could put in for Troy's tree service.
Oh, that'd be funny. You could negotiate some free tree care, right?
There you go.
No kidding. No doubt.
Oh, that's awesome. We're going to take a quick break for a word from our sponsors and be right back to talk more about more in-depth health care at Atria.
Southwest Topeka has a good neighbor. State Farm agent Jim Garrison, now at 29th and Urish. If your current insurance situation has you going around in circles, get off the roundabout and stop in and meet Jim and his wonderfully efficient staff. Let Jim Garrison give you a quote and make the Garrison comparison. He's confident that with State Farm's competitive rates, the right coverage, and his unmatched service, you'll want to make him your new insurance agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and Jim Garrison is there for you, northeast of the roundabout at 29th and Urish.
When someone has a passion for what they do, it comes through in the product they provide their customers. Just ask LaRocco's Pizza's new owner, Jason Johnson, about their crust. They make it every day and let it rise for a minimum of 24 hours before they use it for their pizza. And his staff doesn't want to do anything they won't be the best at, and you can taste it in their pizza. LaRocco's Pizza, just a half block north of the I-470 and Gage Boulevard exit. Come taste the difference.
Thanks for joining us again. This is Carrie Brown, Associate Broker with eXp Realty and the Preferred Advisors team, and you're listening to Real Estate 101. We are talking about transitioning. Obviously, people get to the point to where they're like, listen, I need to get rid of this big house. It's too big, and I don't want to care for it anymore. And then you're trying to decide, do I scale down Or do I go ahead and take that next step and move into either independent living or sometimes go ahead and move into a more advanced care depending on your health? First part of the show, we did talk about independent living. You'll be able to catch that on our website, or you can check it out on Facebook if you just look for Real Estate 101, Carrie Brown, and you'll find it there. But we're going to go into now talking about memory care, the memory neighborhood, and assisted living. So let's say your transition goes from you've stayed in your house as long as you can, but now it's time to make that move. What kind of accommodations do you have for people that have gotten to where they forget more than they remember?
So Carrie, we do offer assisted living, and then we do have a specialized dementia neighborhood, which we call Life Guidance. It is a secure area for people with Alzheimer's type dementia, who are basically at risk for wandering out of a safe environment. So in our dementia neighborhood, we have 24 rooms, 21 of which are private rooms, and then we have some shared, like a 2-bedroom apartment that they would share either as a couple or with another male or female. We have nursing staff there available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Our pricing is all-inclusive. So whatever care our residents require, they get in that neighborhood at no additional charges. And
you guys you have different things that you do with the community there. So they're not just put out to pasture, so to say. I've had people say that to me before, and they're like, nope, I'm not ready to be put out to pasture. I don't want to go in those hospital beds. And to them, they think like nursing home, and that's not really what it looks like.
Yep, we are not a nursing home at all. Our residents still decorate their apartments with their own furniture, so they make their new home look just as much like the home that they came from. Pictures on the wall, favorite bedding, favorite curtains, anything they want to bring with them, they can.
And in assisted living, they still have all the opportunities as independent living, the activities, the social part of it, and going. And so memory care still has their own schedule of activities. And so it's specialized toward dementia and Alzheimer's that keep them involved and active. But when we have events and music programs, they're involved as well. So they're not secluded. They're included.
So like Wilma said, anywhere on that campus, this is a apartment-style living where there is help when and if someone needs it, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And it's very nice. I've had clients that have sold their house and they were already there, and I dealt with their children, but their apartments really do look like apartments, and they have their chairs and their pets, and they have
family pictures on the walls. You name it. They can bring whatever they want, really, with exceptions.
With exceptions. No hoarding.
No ponies.
No firearms.
No waving any guns around. Is that what you're saying?
Right, yes.
If the Jell-O is not firm enough, it could be a problem. And going into Jell-O, you are able to accommodate some diet restrictions too, correct?
That's right. We have low concentrated sweets and no added salts, and so we can accommodate the diabetics. And with our assisted living East building is where we have a lot of our diabetics, and we do have that nurse 24/7. So whether it's an RN or an LPN, so they always have access to the nurse.
And also our residents can make their own menu choices too.
So, and going back into independent living, are they able to cook for themselves in their own unit?
They can if they want to. There is a stove and a refrigerator. We do have some folks that make bread and cookies. We love the sugar cookies that our one resident makes, like 12 dozen at a time.
Yes.
And there's a new lady going to move in who's going to make cinnamon rolls. So, yeah, I forgot to tell you that. So, they do. They do cook some, but a lot of times they prefer to come downstairs because that's what they're tired of doing. Trying to think of, what am I going to have for dinner? What do I have to buy at the grocery store? We eliminate that. They still get to go to Walmart and Dillon's every week because we'll take them there for the things they need, but they don't have to buy all of those groceries like they did when they were at home. So now it's fun cooking that they want to do.
And also, when they come down to the restaurant, it's a good social time for them, too.
Mm-hmm. There's
catch
always
up on what's going on for the day.
Oh, yeah.
What they did yesterday.
And, there's always 2 main entrees to choose from, 2 soups of the day. We serve breakfast at every meal. Plus, if they don't like what's on the menu, there's a whole nother side of the menu to choose from. It's just like going to the restaurant and deciding what you want. You just don't pay for it there.
That's awesome. So do they play cards and social time and things like that?
Oh, yeah. Pitch every night. There's bridge, canasta, mahjong.
Always looking for a bridge player.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, lots of things to choose from. Scrabble. God knows. It's just whatever. We have a book club, a very active book club for those who like to read. So that's really good. The library comes every week. And one thing that is really cool that a lot of the residents, even though they may have never had this experience, that would be me, with painting. They're using a lot of the acrylic paints. And so folks that have moved in who couldn't even draw a stick person like me are now painting. And so they have a very active acrylic painting class. And so that's on a weekly basis, but they can go down and paint and work on whatever they like. And so that's a good thing and a new way to make new friends, as well as the exercise programs. We have the Tai Chi, the yoga, physical therapy assistants that are leading the exercise class.
We also do a weightlifting class. So we do exercise twice a day, 7 days a week.
And so who is actually putting those on or making sure that they don't hurt themselves?
It's usually led by either a physical therapist, a yoga instructor, or a Tai Chi instructor, or an occupational therapist.
Oh, wow. So, if you were living alone and it's just you and your cat, those are things that it's unlikely you would be getting. You wouldn't typically be getting that kind of interaction day in and day out.
Exactly.
And plus, I'm going back to the social part. Some of the residents go to the exercise class just to be social. Our activity room is usually full every single day.
Mm-hmm. Last time I did yoga, my friend and I laughed so hard. They didn't kick us out, but let's just say coordination is not our strong suit. Laughing, on the other hand, might be.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we also offer a walking group when the weather's nasty. In our west building, the south end of our building, they tell me, I've never tested this, if you walk it 8 times, it's a mile. So maybe, Wilma, you can test it when we get back to the building.
Why am I going to be doing it? You can walk with me.
All right.
Yeah.
Start having one of those Fitbit challenges.
Yes, yeah. Oh, true.
That would be fun. Put all the residents on a Fitbit challenge and see who is winning. That'd be awesome.
We have some that are very, very active, and they do have their Fitbits. Yeah. So it is fun, or they put it on their cell phone so it tracks their steps. And so one lady uses the stairs, and so that helps her too. So
my husband and I are both kind of mildly competitive.
Mildly? Really?
And so he has a Fitbit, and he got me, he has the little watch thingy, and I have one for Samsung, and he doesn't understand why I won't wear it so he can see what I'm up to. Now, get this. My husband owns a tree service, so his average step count a day is like 45,000 steps.
Oh,
wow.
My goodness.
Okay, I could add up 3 weeks.
Yes.
And I still probably wouldn't hit that.
I don't think I would either.
Even some of our most active friends have tried to compete with him, and they swear he straps it to the dog.
Zeus?
Oh, no. Zeus would be like me, Calliope. The hyper one. Yeah, so I'll be checking out on that one. He'll probably be old and still be doing it. So tell me, why wouldn't you move? What are things that you hear from residents that say, okay, I just can't I'm just not ready?
A lot of times people do not want to leave their home that they lived in for 50 years. They've raised their family there, they've built their life there, and they just have a difficult time of letting go.
Which makes total sense. It really does.
It does.
It is hard for them. But, when we have somebody, we always ask them, when they've come in and inquired, it's like, all right, have you talked to a realtor? If not, then maybe you should, see what your options are and, start there. And so that's what we encourage them to do. Or, pick out your apartment, then talk to the realtor. And that's what we recommend too. Get your apartment that you like, get your things here that you like, and then get your house ready to sell. So,
yeah.
A lot of times, too, people are coming from a fairly large house. So when they come and tour with us, we offer, like I said earlier, studio, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom apartments. They, their first response is, oh, gosh, it's so small. My response to that is, how much of the house are you actually using right now? Most people are using living room, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom. So that's basically what you would have at Atria. You decorate it however you want to decorate it, and you live happy.
And really, whenever we're looking for that transition from a larger house to a smaller house, they want it all on one level. They don't want to mess with basements. They don't want any surprises because it's getting harder to get downstairs. And with all the rain we had a lot of surprises of wet basements.
Oh, gosh.
And, I mean, regardless of age, everybody's like, holy smokes, where'd that come from? It's never been wet before.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you've got a mini swimming pool, at least a wading pool in the basement. So, they're trying to get away from that. And logically speaking, that the bedroom, the bathroom, the kitchen makes total sense.
Mm-hmm. And it's less of a fall risk, too.
It's all on one level.
Mm-hmm. We have the washer dryer there for them down the hall. Or if they want a 2-bedroom deluxe that does have the washer and dryer in it, it's all in there. And so it's just, we have whatever anybody would like, they have to decide, and sometimes we can help them make that decision and then move on and be happy here. So,
yeah, it seems like anymore, I know with my grandparents, they saved specific things for the kids to pass down. And my kids and their generation, for the most part, don't seem to want anything we have.
Right.
And so now all of a sudden it's like, well, this is passed down from generation to generation to generation, and that is really probably the hardest thing to get rid of.
Yeah.
As, great-great-grandmother's china.
Right.
And I get it, but it's probably going to be a couple more generations before we see that people start coming back around that start to treasure that again. And somewhere in those generations down, they're going to get rid of it anyway. It's sad to say, but it's quite possibly true.
Well, we had a lady last week come in, and her home is full of beautiful antiques. So she was going to call an antique dealer and get him over there to visit with her and start eliminating what she's not bringing with her. And then after that, when they move in the 1st of August, then they'll have an estate sale and then sell the home. So,
well, I wanted to say thank you so much for coming in. Give them how to get a hold of you guys real quick.
So, hey, listen, we have someone there 7 days a week that can do a tour. If you want to speak with Wilma and I, just call 785-234-6225, or you can visit our website at atriahearthstone.com.
And if you're looking to buy or sell, my number is 785-213-5188. Be sure and check out our website at preferredadvisorsteam.com, and thanks for listening to Real Estate 101.
Thank you for listening to Real Estate 101 with the Carrie Brown team from Preferred Advisors.